IEBC may want to portray it. But the lacuna is one which can be deployed for the benefit of the two governors who have been impeached. I say this because, much as Chapter 6 says an officer removed from office on account of failure to meet the integrity requirements under Chapter 6 is disqualified from running for public office, the respective articles of the Constitution that relate to election of member of parliament and election of governor still permit any such impeached state officer to run for elective office, provided that the review and appeal mechanisms available to them have not been exhausted. Now, if you look at the case of the two governors, Governor Ferdinand Waititu and Governor Mike Sonko, their impeachments were preceded by the institution of criminal charges against them. Under the act that governs the prosecution of corruption and abuse of office offences, their prosecution ought to have been undertaken within 2 years. It has not been undertaken within 2 years. And even before a conviction is arrived at, an impeachment process based upon the same charges has been commenced and concluded. These two governors have challenged their impeachment, and to the extent that a determination upon review or appeal has not been made by the highest court on land, there is credible merit in the argument that both of them can still run for elective office. The final say lies with the court. I cannot say the final say lies with the IEBC because we have had cases where IEBC has barred candidates from running for public office, yet the courts have allowed them to run. Remember the case of Wavinya Ndeti in 2017. So in this particular case, and bearing in mind the evident lacuna, which in my view can only be resolved by a court of law, I do not suppose that the IEBC has the final say. Of course, the IEBC is the one supposed to accept or reject the applications for nominations. But in this particular case, in the event that the IEBC rejects the paper submitted by one or both of the two governors, I believe it's a matter that will eventually end up in court.